Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a soda and I'll be reviewing Echo of Wings by Sophia St. Germain. I did receive this as an art copy, but of course I'm going to give my honest opinion. These are the tropes and these are the content warnings. Now I will say, in regards to the content warnings, this is a list I compiled myself having read the book. The author does not have a trigger or content list warning in the art copy I received. I don't know if that will change and there will be one in the final copy, but in the copy I received, there is not one. And I did check the author's website as well, and it's not there. But having read the book, I would say with the author's writing style, nothing was glorified. I found this to be pretty standard for especially fantasy novels, in this type of book and its setting. The things I read added value to the story, and they weren't just there as a gimmick or for shock value. They added value to the story, and once they had gotten the point across, they moved on. They weren't just harping on that thing. So for me, this book was not triggering, but of course everyone's triggers are different and should be respected. So those are what I've identified, and you can make that determination yourself. Now I will say, for this book, I gave it 4 stars. It was a really good fantasy read. I do recommend it, and I did enjoy it. So what's this book about? Well, this book is about Lillian, whose father is part of the rebel force who is trying to overthrow the evil king. This king had overthrown the previous king and queen, who were pretty beloved by the kingdom because they brought peace to the lands. He was jealous and basically did away with them and took their kingdom. Lillian has been sheltered pretty much her whole life by her father, especially when it came to light that she has an unknown illness that they can't cure that is drastically shortening her life and affecting her quality of life. So in an effort to protect her and also the going-ons in the kingdom, she's been pretty sheltered. But she is determined, just because she has this illness and her quality of life at times is not the best, that doesn't stop the fire in her to bring change and leave a mark on this world. If anything, it ignites it more, because she doesn't want to just die early and have left no mark. She wants to be like her father, be a rebel, and do away with the king and save the kingdom, as it were. Of course, her father is resistant to the idea of her joining the rebel forces, simply because he, as any father, and with her health issues, just wants her happy, safe, and healthy at home for the time that she has left. Unfortunately, however, he is unalived in front of her by the king's men, so now she wants revenge as well as freeing the kingdom, as it were. So she joins the rebel forces and comes up with a plan to infiltrate the castle, get close to the king, and hopefully assassinate him. And the best way to do that is to join the guard trials that are about to start up, where she can sign up and hopefully survive these trials and eventually gain a spot in the guards and get close to the king to do away with him. The thing is, with her health issues, guts and determination, and her skills, which she does have, are not going to be enough. They have a low survival rate, these trials. So she has to, unfortunately, open herself up, make friends and allies in order to survive these trials. So what are my thoughts on this book? Well, again, I'm giving it 4 stars. I really did enjoy this book. This was a great escape, an easy read that I really enjoyed myself. The author's writing style was very smooth, a little straightforward at times, but very smooth. And the way she wrote her characters and the plot were very enjoyable. I will say, some of the surprises she tried to put into the story, as an avid fantasy reader, I did see coming, and I knew what the author was trying to accomplish it, and I had a pretty good idea of how she was going to accomplish it. But I didn't care. I was just along for the ride and enjoying that ride. Especially when it came to her characters. Her characters and how she wrote them were very enjoyable. I love the way they all interacted with one another, how they acted alone. There was some great banter in this. You had other characters that really were impactful to the storyline, even though they may not have been in the story that long. They all just mattered, and the story they were trying to convey was very well done. Especially when it came to Lillian, I just was cheering her on throughout this whole book. I was her cheerleader. I just wanted her to succeed and do what she needed to do. She was just a character you admire, with her grit, determination, not letting her health issues stop her, and just wanting to make a difference and make the world a better place. So I was really cheering her on and really enjoyed it. Now, I will say this is a slow burn book, so keep that in mind. This is the type of slow burn, however, where it is mostly about building tension between the characters. There's even a little bit of a love triangle, and at best, there is only a few kisses in this book. There is no real spice. Now, as this is the first in a series, I am assuming the spice will pick up as the series goes on. But when I was reading this book, I didn't care. I was enjoying it, and the tension was really well done, that it was very enjoyable even though there was no spice. Now, this book does end on a cliffhanger, but the way it ended makes me so excited for the next book to find out what happens next and what happens to these characters. So, if this sounds like a book you might be interested in, you can actually get it as a paperback right now, or if you're an e-reader, it will be available March 12th. So, I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.